What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to season 2 of the Tap In podcast. I know last time we posted, we said that we was gonna post, maybe an episode for the World Cup. We did not. I guess, we just wanted to max and relax, watch the World Cup.
It was a nice summer off.
It was a nice summer off. Should we have posted? Probably. But, it is what it is. I can't be too mad at it. Relaxing summer. So, in this episode today, we'll be talking about two things primarily. We'll be talking about the World Cup, of course, since we didn't get to talk about that during the summer. And then we'll be talking about the transfer window, the moves that Premier League teams have been making.
Mm-hmm.
So, starting off, Julius, what was your general, how'd you like the World Cup? Did you love it? What was your general opinion of this year's World Cup?
I was really happy with it, honestly. I mean, the fact that, there was a lot of doubt going into it about the expanded format. Okay, there was, we live in the United States. There's been a lot of stuff going on politically and, letting people in. So there was a lot of that controversy going into it. Certain, some teams got delayed. Some teams' lives were made a little bit more difficult than others. But all in all, once the game started, all that kind of went out the window. I felt like it was a very entertaining World Cup, especially in the group stages.
Oh, yeah.
Even though there wasn't that much jeopardy because there were so many third place teams going through, but even still, I mean, there was great teams. There was surprises. Cape Verde. I mean, who expected that? And one thing that usually doesn't happen, but that definitely hit. All the big stars were showing out. Like, there was a point where Messi, Mbappe, and Haaland were all playing the same day, and they were keeping track with each other in terms of top goal scorers. So it was. I really enjoyed it. How about yourself?
Nuts. No, I thought it was. I didn't miss a single. I missed 2 games in total. And that first weekend was the craziest amount of games I've ever watched, and great games at that. I was like, Messi came out with a hat trick. I think Mbappe scored 2 goals, and then Haaland scored 2 goals before Messi came out with his hat trick. And I was like, man, what is happening? And then, I think it was Saturday night, the Netherlands played Korea, and that was the craziest game I've seen because I think it was a draw.
Netherlands, Japan. Yeah, that was a great game.
And at the
it was
end,
a 2-2.
with that header at the end, I was like, this is, I knew then, I was like, this is going to be a special kind of World Cup, man. So, I mean, I tried to watch every single game I could. I was at work with my phone, like.
Oh, yeah.
I was like.
In meetings.
Man, because I work at the gym, we have a lot of TVs. So I remember anytime there was a game on, I was just standing in front of the TV on the track because it's in front of the track of the gym. And I'm just watching it, not even cleaning up or putting weights back. I told my boss, I was like, I'm sorry, but I'm going to be watching these games.
I'm not going to be locked in for at least the next 45 minutes, boss. Sorry.
Once halftime, I'll clean everything.
I got you.
I'll help people, but right now, I'm watching these games.
100%.
And one of my favorite things, and it happened last World Cup, it happens every World Cup, is seeing everybody just come together and because it was it was a knockout stage, and it was Germany versus Paraguay.
Oh,
it was knockout. We were in pens. They were in pens, right? At the gym, I swear to you, there was 35 people just crowded the main TV in the room, and we was watching this pens happen. And every time we missed or made it, everybody was like, I can't believe it was just the atmosphere that the World Cup generated, and it being in the United States and added to it just made it so much better.
100%.
I was surprised how much people from the United States got into it, because last time it was in Qatar, and no one's there. Most people from the United States ain't watching that or getting up at whatever. They're not keeping up with that.
Yeah, it's harder because of the time difference. Yeah,
because it was here, they were like, "Yo, let me get in on this. Let me see what this is all about." And they were like, "This is the greatest thing I've ever witnessed," because it's like, it's not like an American football match at all.
No.
American football, they don't got the chants, none of that makes it so much better to like participate in it when you go to the games. The American football, you just sit there, and sometimes you'll get the wave, or maybe you'll have a chant every,
which even the wave itself is something that came from a World Cup in '86 in Mexico. It's called the Mexican wave for a reason.
But then when you get to the World Cup, things get a little bit more serious. All this trash talking. The Norway, bro. Norway
I almost wore that jersey today.
Was so tough. I was like, when did they? Who came up with this? When did they start doing and then it do. I was like, this is fantastic.
I loved it. Yeah.
I was like, this is amazing.
And then they were another surprise package. I mean, we'll get to it later, but just seeing like unexpected teams like Norway, like you said. I think we were expecting Morocco to go pretty far. They did, just because they did it last time as well. But they showed up. France was looking electric in the beginning, which we kind of all expected. Yeah. But the USA, I believed for a little bit.
Tiny bit.
I did. We hit some momentum and then we came crashing down. But we don't
crash and burned.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Implosion.
There might be some things we talk about later where the USA might be my answer. Right. So I mean, there was a lot of surprise stories. The goalkeeper, Vosinia from where was he? From Curacao? Was it Curacao? Oh no,
Cape Verde.
Was he Cape Verde as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he was another one that blew up in popularity because he had one incredible game where they was it based off of the first game that they had with Argentina or Spain?
They played Spain and they drew 0-0.
They were drawing everybody. They got out of the group and they're like literally the smallest nation.
Them and Curacao, they were the second smallest. I think
Curacao
was the smallest, and Cape Verde was the second smallest.
Still, I mean, he blew up in popularity. He has more followers on Instagram or whatever than, I mean, he has like 50 million followers off of one tournament. Became a global phenomenon. And I like seeing Holland's all his stuff on his YouTube channel. It was very entertaining as he went further and further in. It was great.
It was because I think that's what made it a little bit more special is what they expanded it. So the teams that had never made it before, you got to hear a bunch of their stories and how they got to this place. Like Congo, they had that guy. He was dressed like the first president of Congo.
He was like this in the stands.
Yeah, he would be like this or like something. He would, I forgot what it was, but I think it was like this. And he would just stand for 45 minutes straight, and he'd get down for halftime. Then he'd stand for another 45 minutes without moving. And I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah, and he was like sponsored by the government of Congo.
The team wanted him to come out.
Because he's an impersonator. Yeah, we
need him in the crowd.
Why not? And
I was just like, this is so many stories. Like when I think it was Curacao played Germany, and I think Germany was up 1-0, and then Curacao scored that goal, and everybody in the stadium was going absolutely nuts.
Lost it.
We were like, yo, this is like the 89th ranked country just scored on Germany. And for like 10 minutes, Curacao was on top of the world. Everybody was like, yo, is this about to happen? Is Curacao about to upset? But then, of course, Germany scored 6 more goals. But still, though.
Yeah, then they went crazy.
For those 15 minutes, Curacao was just on top of the world. And
we believed.
I was like, because this was a World Cup of men. We believe in these smaller teams, these countries making it happen, and they got these stories of how they got to where they got, and it's just Vosinia coming in at 40 years old. He's out here blocking shot. What, Spain? He saved 8 goals.
He was on
Argentina.
One. Yeah,
he saved he blocked Messi like 3 or 4 times.
Yep.
So it was like,
it was really surprising.
These smaller countries was just, it was forcing you to root for them because, you always root for the underdog, David versus Goliath. And so it was it was beautiful to see all these small stories happening and whatnot. And, hold on. You go. I forgot what I was going to say next.
No, you're fine. And I'll just piggyback off of what you were saying, that because it was such an expanded tournament, a lot of the smaller teams had very good chances to advance because, like we said, those I think what was it, 8 out of the 12 third place teams were able to get past. So we saw their stories continue. Some a lot further than others, but it was really entertaining. I really, really enjoyed it. Should we?
Well, hold on. One more thing that that came out of this was how everybody. 2 things actually. Everybody from the United States learning about the man, the myth, the legend that is Erling Haaland, man.
Brother.
Everybody learning how funny this dude is, how crazy this guy is, because now
the facial expressions.
He looks like Evil Boo. I don't know if you know who that is.
Yeah,
he looks like him. Because I remember seeing that, and someone was like, "Yo, this dude looks like Majin Buu." I was like, "Oh my god, he does look like him." And then
I've been watching week in, week out, and I haven't put that together yet.
And someone photoshopped Boo with blonde hair and the Norway jersey. I was like, "This is amazing." And now you find him under the most randomest posts on Instagram, and he just comments, "Nice." That's he's
just blowing
the
up.
Most random video ever, and it's just nice. And I'm just like, man, this dude. So United States and vice versa, people coming to the United States in seeing how massive it is.
Yeah,
and all the crazy stuff. I've seen so many people going to a Buc-ee's.
I was just gonna say
Walmart,
that. Yeah,
they're like, "What is this? I didn't even know this existed. This gas station has 102 pumps in it.
Yeah,
and it's a grocery store and a restaurant." And so it was hilarious to see people
trying barbecue,
experiencing
Kansas City barbecue,
and
people
other
were
different
losing
kind of American things, and people from England realizing that it's hot as hell here and much worse than it is over there.
It was bad this summer. It was bad.
It was hot as hell.
And that was another thing. Like the hydration breaks, there was a lot of talk by the English pundits like, "Oh, this is destroying our game. It's turning it into quarters. They're Americanizing it." Till they got into the stadium. Some of them. Maybe it wasn't justified.
It did go a little bit. If it was, I feel like the night games shouldn't have had a hydration.
Yeah, or the air-conditioned stadiums. Like Mercedes-Benz in Atlanta. I know that's completely under air. It's cold in there, actually.
Yeah.
Probably wasn't necessary. But, FIFA wanted to make some money, so they sold some Powerade commercials. But, it is what it is. By the end, the fact that the coaches were able to strategize and in real time make adjustments, bring on subs, it became almost like a tactical break as well. So I think by the end, they were a little bit more happy with it, maybe.
I don't know. Because Curacao versus Germany. Curacao scores that goal, equalizing right before the hydration break. And if there's no hydration break, maybe they keep this draw. Maybe
True.
Maybe it goes a little bit longer. Maybe into the second half, until Germany scores. But then 3 minutes later, they get hydration break, and Germany's allowed to regroup, change the tactics. 6 straight goals.
Yeah.
So maybe it changes the game.
It definitely killed momentum in some cases, but in other cases, I mean, it depends what perspective you're looking at. If you're the team that's up, maybe you don't want a hydration break.
Yeah.
But if you're the team that just got smacked up in the first 22 or 25 minutes, maybe you need that rest, and you're able to come up with new ideas, new solutions, move people around. I think it's a mixed bag. And, I don't expect to start seeing that in the Premier League, but I think it was an interesting wrinkle to this World Cup.
It was different. And one last thing, quick thing, favorite thing that came out of this. There were people online who created animes of like the
I saw them
and players. I was watching these. I was like,
all the Mbappe ones.
All the Mbappe ones when he's wearing his general outfit and all that. I was like, this is the greatest thing that I've ever witnessed in my life. All the things that came out of this was just spectacular.
Yeah, I think that's the perfect word for it. It was a spectacle. And that's what you want from a World Cup. I fell in love with this game from a World Cup. And there's just something different about international soccer in comparison to the club game. The players have a lot less time with the coach. So it's a lot more on vibes, national pride, and stuff like that. And I'm not like the most patriotic person, but you see, especially when they're like, some teams more than others are belting out their anthems. You see all the fans, all the mixing and melting of different cultures that may not have a whole lot of interactions except for at this one thing. And I think that's what makes international soccer, specifically the World Cup, such a special like moment where the whole world stops, they tune in, and you make new fans out of people. And hopefully I think we're gonna, maybe not quite as intense as 94, but I think we're gonna see a big growth of the game because of this tournament. I think so. Hope so. Because I had people at work that couldn't care less about soccer, asking me about players, talking about the teams. Oh, I watched this one. Oh, the USA was great. Who's this Holland guy? It was really fun to watch and experience.
For our first mini topic, I guess. Breakout stars.
Okay. You want to go first?
Breakout stars. I can go. I got two that come to mind.
Go for it.
Back to back. So first off, my man, we said him earlier. My man Vozinha. You know what? Yeah. This isn't breakout young stars. No, this is just breakout stars. He's like in his 40s. My man is 40. Before the first game, he had 50,000 followers on Instagram. After the game, a week later, my man has 28 million followers.
Oh, okay. I exaggerated before, but that's typical. But
it might be in the 30s. I don't know. It could be towards the 50s. But everybody is loving this dude. He just signed a contract to a team in Chile. So he's going to be playing there. But it's like, it makes you think like, where was this guy for 20 years? How are we just now finding him? Because he saves 9 shots off of Spain, who go on to become the World Cup champions. He saves another 8 or 9 off of Argentina in one of the greatest games I've ever watched. And
playing out of his skin.
And he's 40. Where has this man been? But
don't know.
My second guy.
Go ahead.
A little bit of a bias, I guess. But
I got a biased one, so it's okay.
Flo Balogun.
Oh yeah.
Flo Balogun. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know who he was until maybe a few days before the game. I didn't know. Then I read up on him a little bit. I was like,
okay. Honestly, I appreciate that.
Just went to Monaco. Okay, maybe he could do something.
Yeah,
but then the first game, scored what? 2 goals, I think.
I think so.
And I was like, yo, this dude might be something. And then he how many goals did he end up scoring? Maybe 5?
Yeah.
5 or 6?
I'll tell you right now.
Still a decent amount of goals to score in the World Cup.
Okay, so we might have exaggerated. He got 3.
3?
But he was the top goal scorer for the USA.
3. I think he scored 2. Mm-hmm. And then 1 against Australia.
Yeah. And then the situation happened with the red card. Yeah.
The attention that he garnered from the other teams, I think, was what also helped us go, win the games, I guess. Except for Turkey. We lost to Turkey, which was bullshit.
That's true. Yeah. It was pretty bad. But they looked terrible. I mean, before... You go.
But he showed flashes, and now... There's a few teams from the EPL who want to sign him. Chelsea in particular. And I think maybe PSG was kind of interested. But
he's in the league.
From that performance, people are interested. So who are your two? Who are your
Okay.
not two, but who are your breakout stars?
I got three. So there's a kid, and I'm gonna present my bias just up front. Boadi. There's this Moroccan teenager, 18 years old, who completely bossed the midfield against Brazil. And on the lips of everybody. On the lips of everybody, I'm seeing, oh, Arsenal are interested. Oh, City are interested. And that's, obviously, you could see from the background. That's when my interest was truly peaked. But it was crazy because, Brazil, in one of our other topics, they might be a good submission. They were a little underwhelming, perhaps. But they went with a very old midfield, and this 18-year-old completely bossed guys like Casemiro. Yes, he's old, but he was coming off a great season with Man United. Bruno Gomes, he was looking legit. And something else that we're going to talk about, we might need a defensive midfielder. So we're very much heavily interested in him, and it's looking like a deal is imminent. But second, Malik Tillman, like you, my good friend, with Flo Balogun. I heard the name Malik Tillman, but I can't say that I watched a whole lot of his games. I think is he in Leverkusen?
Oh, yeah, Leverkusen. I think you're right.
He's in Leverkusen. Yeah. You're right. No, you were right though. He went from PSV in like 24 to Bayer Leverkusen, but I didn't know that we had set piece takers like that. Back-to-back knockout games. Ultimately, the second one mattered less because, we got smacked up a little bit. We were humbled, you could say.
A little bit.
But doing it once was great in a knockout game against Bosnia. Mm-hmm. But then to do it a second time and just like beautiful, beautiful free kicks. I'm a sucker for that stuff. And then my last guy would be Jed Spence, who's a Spurs player. I think he was playing right back for England.
Right back. Yeah.
Spurs have been in the mud for how long? For 2 seasons straight, at least. Yep. Where they're finishing 17th place. And this man is showing up. First off, it was a very controversial pick by what's his name? Tuchel, yeah. To even bring him along. He left like high quality right backs home. Trent, Lewis Hall, and this man showed up. Especially in the Argentina game, that block, he had a couple great moments where he like burst forward and started the attack. Oh my God. So I have to give him an honorable mention. He is also up for sale for very affordable prices as well. Just saying.
We'll talk about that later.
We might.
All right, moving on. Best game. I already said it earlier.
Go for it. Tell me again.
Cabo Verde versus Argentina. I was at my brother's house pacing back and forth because I was like, what the hell is happening? Because Argentina go up 2-1. And then dude on, what was his name? Borges? No, Cabral. Cabral on Cape Verde hits that finesse shot from the left side.
Was it the far one?
The far one.
Oh, okay.
That was the goal. I think that was the goal maybe of the tournament. The finesse shot just curved as the ball's in the air. I'm like, there's just no way. And it hits the far corner of Bankson. I'm like, oh my gosh, what is happening? Is Argentina about to lose to
It was storybook.
It was storybook. I was like, is Argentina about to lose to the smallest country ever to make it to the knockout stages? But, of course, Argentina worked their magic and got themselves another goal. Argentina was working with dark magic this World Cup.
Dark magic, for sure.
But, hey, if it gets the job done, it gets the job done. And
Hold my hands up.
Argentina found a way to win it. So, hey, that's my. I think that was the best game of the tournament.
Okay, all right.
What do you got?
That was a good one. I'm going to submit Mexico versus England.
Ooh, that's a great game.
So there was a lot of talk about the altitude. There was talk of the England players taking Viagra to deal with the altitude. Didn't know that was a benefit.
I didn't know. Yeah,
they don't say that in the commercials. So There was talk of that. There was talk of the pressure of that historic stadium, the Azteca, where England had gotten smacked up by Argentina with the Maradona hand of God. Pele won in 1970, all in that same stadium. So it was high pressure. It was a home game for Mexico, obviously. And bro,
my boy Jude.
Yes, okay, thank you. That's exactly what I was gonna say. I was gonna say he's not exactly a breakout star because we knew what he was, but I fell in love with Jude Bellingham in this tournament. I'm an admitted Real Madrid hater, and we're gonna talk about that later on too. But this man carried his country on his back.
Sure did.
Throughout him, it was him and Harry Kane. You were just waiting to see which one showed up each individual game. But this game,
hot take. Mexico should have won that game. I ain't gonna lie. Mexico was a better team.
They had a lot of great chances, but moments of brilliance from Jude in the first half. Mexico bring one back, and then Pickford was saving shots left and right.
Oh yeah,
you're right. Mexico was peppering that goal.
There was a couple goals. I was like, how the hell did Pickford just get that header from Jimenez that went high?
Yes.
I was like,
yes. It was a fantastic game. And then the drama increased in the second half because then Kwanzaa gets a red card. Oh. You know, there's been a lot of talk about red cards in this World Cup. And, anyways, I digress. But early in the second half, in like the 50th minute, so 40 minutes, they're just defending their lead. And then they get a penalty. Harry Kane scores that. And then Mexico gets a penalty. And then it's all out defense for like the last 20 minutes.
Onslaught from Mexico for 20 minutes. Just shots, crosses into the box for 20 minutes. And you're right.
They held out.
They held out.
They held out. Ultimately, that was their demise because I think because they were able to do that in the Mexico game, they thought they could do the same thing in the Argentina game. And we saw, like you said, Argentina late comeback kings kind of in this World Cup, whether it's through dark arts or, favorable referee calls. Who knows? But that was my game of the tournament for sure. It was one of them. There were so many. It felt like every other day there was another best game ever.
That's fair, but all right, now we got to flip it. Biggest disappointment. It could be a team, it could be a player. Now, for me, the biggest disappointment, I think, it might not be an individual player, maybe an instance, but Germany, to me, was the biggest disappointment.
For sure.
Of the maybe the knockout stages, or maybe Uruguay, but I'm going to go with Germany.
Uruguay was disappointing as well, but yeah.
Germany, what disappointed me about them is how they handled that penalty shootout. Brother. You mean to tell me you're going to pull an Arsenal and have your center back who's never taken a penalty in his professional career
Why are we giving them to center backs?
I'm not even going to put this on Ty. I like Ty. He's good for Bayern Munich.
He had a disallowed goal in that same match too.
He did, which kind of controversial, but still, it is.
Was that the one? That wasn't the one with the wire.
They said they were impeding the goalie. But whatever.
Yeah.
It is what it is. We're in Blues. That shit doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have taken that.
No.
Because you know what I also heard was that who's the captain? Kimmich. He took his penalty. He made his penalty. But he was, for that last pen, he was asking every single player, do you want to take this pen? No. Do you want to take this pen? No. He asking the midfielders, whatever striker or left wings or left, he's asking, you want to take this pen? Nope. You want to take this pen? Nope. Then eventually Tall was like, I'll take it. I don't care. I'll take it. I've never taken one in my life, but I'll take it because everybody else is being scared.
And that's real man shit. I commend him on that, but the execution was terrible.
Hell yeah.
It was so bad.
To be fair, as a center back, you never take a pen. I feel like the only advice
at least in practice
is like, hey man, look, just kill it. That's all I can say. That's all I can give you. Just hit the shit out of this.
And just go for it.
Pick a side, destroy this ball. And you know what? To be fair, he destroyed the ball too much. Went over the goal, hit a Gabriel, went over right, and that's my disappointment of the World Cup.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, okay, I have two. I'll just briefly say the USA because there was a lot of build up. That first game with Paraguay, we were like, "Are we good?
Something.
Are we good all of a sudden?"
Paraguay's good defensively,
but everyone wanted to minimize it. Oh, it's just Paraguay, but they France barely beat them. I'm just gonna say, anyways. But and then we did our thing against Australia, Turkey. Okay, at least it was close, but they beat us. And then we started getting into knockouts, and there's the whole situation. Malik Tillman got us through, and then the red card situation happens. Then there's political interference. We don't have to go through
low key almost ruined the World Cup.
It killed the momentum.
Why are we making this political, man? Just serve the red. It don't gotta be like this.
I almost would have preferred if Pochettino would have said, you know what? I appreciate that it got rescinded, but we're not going to play him because we had already game planned to do it without him. At the same time, I understand he is one of the breakout stars, especially from a U.S. perspective of this World Cup. So maybe you got to play your best player if he's available. But it definitely killed the vibe. I feel like because up until that point, it was hopium. It was like, oh shit, how far can we actually go? And then that happens. Belgium appeal it. Belgium, I don't even think there's an investigation. It gets dismissed, and then you gave them fuel. Belgium didn't look that great this tournament, but they went in there with a point to prove, and they sure as shit proved it.
Our ass. They
sure as shit proved it.
Because I remember, because not a lot. Like you said earlier, a lot of people where I work, they don't know about soccer at all, and they're asking me like, "Do we have a chance?" And I'm like, I'm sitting there, and I'm just like,
to win it, maybe not, but to go far,
I'm like, maybe.
Yeah,
there's always a chance.
Yeah,
but let me tell you, this is Belgium, a European team. European teams are miles above anything that we got going on over here, man.
The quality gap is crazy.
I had to try and because everybody's getting upset. So we're gonna lose. I'm like, look, they're old. Their stars are old. We got youth and pace. If we can, I was coming up with something.
Yeah.
But no, there was no.
By the way, come listen to the tapping, and you'll hear all about it. But it was also crazy, and that reminds me. Belgium went into that game with Doku, Kevin De Bruyne, and Lukaku on the bench. So 3 of their best players, even if 2 were way past the hill, they said, we're going to handle them like light work. And they did.
And that's when I knew, bro. That's when
the Catalare guy with 2 headers. I think he got a hat trick. Did he get a hat trick that game?
Bro, we were out there. We weren't even trying, dog.
It was sad to see, honestly, because we had built up so much momentum. Americans were actually sided, but
yeah. So I think that bleeds into our next topic. United States, can we agree, is the biggest losers from this World Cup? Not only from I think the political aspect from our president intervening makes us the biggest fucking losers in the world.
Yeah,
making it political. Infantino's a corrupt whatever the hell.
Which that's a whole nother. That might be a topic for a different day because all the shit that came out after within recent weeks, it's even worse than we knew.
But I think maybe not the biggest losers. Maybe that goes to England or France.
Maybe.
But biggest winners, I think. I got 2 for biggest.
Okay,
winners.
Go ahead, and then I'll do mine.
Tier 1 biggest winner is the biggest winner. Shout out to Spain. They were by far the best team in this World Cup. They played like a team. They defended like a team. They were
so
in
controlled.
sync. They looked like a team that been playing together for years. And to be fair, I guess they won the 2024 Euros. So, maybe that was in their benefit. But they just look like a solid ass team and made France look not good. And France got all the talent and speed and anything you want and made them look like they were some JV players.
Yeah.
That's biggest winner. Then 2.
Who's 2?
Well, this might be Glaze. Sorry, you got guys out there,
Who?
but I think Messi is the second biggest winner.
Okay, yes and no.
Mainly because he's a 38-year-old, 39-year-old.
I was gonna say
Scored 8 goals out here. He was making it look easy, and he was giving you that. Oh my God! As soon as he has the ball, something is going to happen. Something magical is about to happen, and he's almost 40.
And not just that, like going back to like what we were saying before, Argentina repeatedly went down or tied it up late and had to come back and overcome it in like extra time. And Messi's fingerprints were on almost every single one of those comebacks.
Every single time.
I mean, I think the first like 3 or 4 games, he was the only scorer for Argentina. Like I mean, sure, MLS is probably the retirement league, but you can't say that the quality, it diminishes the quality that this man possesses because he still got it. You saw it on display. I'll give you Messi, yeah. Do you want to hear mine?
Yeah.
Okay. So biggest. We'll start with the winner. We'll start positive. We already talked. Haaland is a global star now. Everybody loves him. I'm expecting a lot more Man City fans. Bellingham, we already discussed him as well. The fact that he showed that he could carry his nation just like how he's carried Real Madrid over the lines, especially in some Clásicos. His fingerprints are all over that. And then Mbappe, I mean, top goal scorer now, definitively. We don't know for a fact if Messi's going to come back for the next one. So he already has that secured. And when we get into the second half of our show, this has only served to strengthen his position at Real Madrid because he showed, I'm the guy. Like, no matter what team I'm in, I am the guy. Yes, Real Madrid hasn't won any trophies in like 2 years, but I'm still scoring like 40, 50 goals in a season. You saw what I just did at the World Cup. We almost got to a third back-to-back final, back-to-back-to-back. I don't think you can deny that. But World Cup losers for me, CR7. Let's just talk about Ronaldo for a second. Look like a brother. It was pass the ball, pass the ball, pass the ball, pass the ball. I mean, he was more of a hindrance to his team than he was a benefit. And then seeing Messi still hitting those heights and showing.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
In his defense, the rest of his team wasn't playing that great. They weren't servicing him. They weren't getting him the ball.
I think he plays a major part in why Portugal didn't do so well. Because you can't tell me that midfield with Bruno Fernandes, who was a ghost of his Premier League self, Vitinha, and João Neves, 2 guys who just won the Champions League back to back. They have Nuno Mendes, who's like one of the best, another PSG star. Rafael Leao. They have so many amazing stars in that team, but they weren't able to really do much. I remember me and Mateo, our other co-host, we went and saw the Colombia and Portugal game. Colombia dominated them. Colombia should have won that game, and truthfully, Portugal should have gotten knocked out even earlier. But I digress. So he's one of my losers, and then I think, as much as you were saying Messi is one of the winners, I think Argentina as the country, as a team, is definitely one of the losers.
It was playing like some bozos, man.
Brother, there was so much, well, at least for me and the people that were around me in what would have been 22 in Qatar. There was so much momentum in I think Messi's going to do it. There was positive feelings, even though it's almost the same exact players, almost the same exact team that showed up here. They became the villains so quick. I mean, the dark arts, it was like, oh.
It's not like they changed up how they played, though.
No, but we talked about it before. There were some very questionable refereeing decisions. And it happened a lot, dude. There was some red cards that were not given. And then to go out like that in the final, that was a terrible performance in the final.
It was a terrible performance. But
yeah,
there's one thing I want to say about that.
Go ahead.
Everybody's talking about it was rigged. The FIFA is rigging it for Argentina and Messi, and they wanted them to go this, that, and third. What I say to that is, look, maybe there were questionable calls. Maybe there were. There was definitely questionable.
There was that disallowed goal in the Egypt game, like, and they pulled it back for a foul like 2 minutes before. Like, what the hell?
However, Egypt still ended up scoring like 4 minutes later. Mm-hmm. And you can't tell me.
Yeah. And they let it go.
You let them score 3 goals in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't care if there was a goal disallowed or if there should have been a red card. You can't allow 3 goals in 10 minutes.
I don't know. I agree. Egypt fumbled that as much as maybe Argentina.
2 of them are headers. And like the average height of Argentina is like 5'7". How are you letting that happen?
That's true.
And then, what was the other game? England. Sure, there was some missed calls there, maybe. But whose dumbass idea was it to score a goal, then park the bus, take out every single attacker except for 2, and then just was like, here you go, Argentina. You can take as many shots as you want.
And let me
that's not
make
a
something
strategy.
But let me make something clear. I'm not saying that the football, like their ability to play football, is somehow diminished. I'm saying their reputation on the world stage probably wasn't helped with this tournament. Because even after that England game, they come out with the banner about the Falklands. They're singing racist songs. They're fighting with Gavi, who was a substitute in the final.
I was conflicted, man, because I hate England.
I get that. Well, you love your boy Morgan Rogers, your ex-boy Morgan Rogers. But I understand. I got caught up in their hype as well because it was they were looking good. Well, there was points where they were looking unconvincing, but like we said before, Kane and Bellingham definitely dragged them. There was a couple of other star performers, but it was mostly their show.
Yeah, I agree with that. But there's one thing that I thought was funny. This last thing before we went to the transfers. All the England fans crying, right, after the game, how Argentina was playing like some thugs and they was fouling and there was no penalties called. And I'm like, y'all got some nerve. The country that's always like, we got the most physical team and Messi could never play here. And if
our league is the toughest.
We don't play none of that shit here. As soon as a team is pushing y'all around and doing all this, that, and the third, now it's a problem. I've seen Wayne Rooney kill somebody's kneecaps on TikTok. I've seen it. And now
you're right.
Cry. Miss me with that, but still, you're right. Argentina still.
The reputation, I think, is a little damaged from this World Cup.
I think because that fight that happened after the World Cup was
and just
ridiculous.
A pitiful performance, man. It was pathetic how they approached that final.
It was almost as if they needed Spain to score. Mm-hmm. This is my theory, right? As soon as Spain scored, they were
on the other end of the
field. On the end of the field, making me think, hold on, are they about to? No, they ain't done shit all game. And
have they been napping this whole time?
Makes me think if Emi Martinez wasn't such a dog, by the way, 15 saves. Shout out to my boy Aston Villa, man. Let's go. He was a dog. He was the only reason why they were even in this shit. But if
him
Spain,
and Messi, it was basically
him
just
and Messi.
Them.
If Spain had scored earlier, it makes me think. Do they need to be down in order to play good or something? What's going on? But no, I don't think there was any chance of them winning.
There was a pattern, though, that was happening repeatedly. So you might be onto something. I can't deny that.
All right, let's move on to our second big topic of the episode. It has been a very tumultuous transfer window, I'd say.
Yeah.
I want to talk about my guy, but first let's start about Vinny. He's been a big topic, I'd say, as of late.
For sure.
Big talks with Arsenal. Now, it was interesting because Real Madrid said, we are confident that he's gonna sign this contract and we're not gonna sell him. And then like 2 days later, Vinny like agrees to like personal like agreements with Arsenal or whatever it was called. I don't remember. What it was called.
Yeah.
Just like
the personal terms.
What is happening? Is he gonna stay? Is he gonna go? What do you think? You think he's gonna stay or do you think he's gonna go?
I'm really afraid I think he's gonna end up an Arsenal player because
as well.
Because these sort of things have happened before. I think Benzema was linked to Arsenal, but the sources back then were not as quality. Like it's big names and big people like David Ornstein and Fabrizio Romano, who is slowly becoming less reputable, reporting on this, and it seems to be there's a lot of push from Rock Nation and his representative to try to get him the best possible deal. He wants to stay at Real Madrid, but he wants to be recognized almost on par with Mbappe. I think Mbappe makes like 30 million a year in terms of salary. Vinny wants to be comparable to that. And I think there's a lot of talk about the image rights as well. I guess with Real Madrid, they can use his likeness, and he only gets a 50% cut. If he were to go to Arsenal, he would get 100% of that. And they seem to be more than willing to go big and spend 150, 160 million on a player like Vinny. I mean, if they're willing to do that, that's a major statement of intent for fucking Real Madrid or for Arsenal rather, because what did we say last year? Their attack was lacking. If they get Vinny,
he brings the creativity that they're lacking.
And he's probably the biggest profile transfer ever into the Premier League. A lot of guys get made in the Premier League. Like they build a reputation here. He's coming in as not just a star, but like a world recognized winner. He's won the Champions League. Real Madrid have won the Champions League off of his back multiple times. It could get real spooky out here. I'm just saying. They're moving a little crazy.
Sad out here.
Maybe.
Real sad for the rest of us out here. All right. Well, now.
Talk about your guy.
I'm sad, man. My heart dropped when I got that notification on my phone. I was just like.
And it came out of nowhere because Arsenal
absolutely nowhere. I thought it was
linked to him
Arsenal.
too.
I was going to be even more upset. Nope, it was Chelsea who ended up paying that 170 million euros.
Damn.
Yeah, euros. And it's just, I don't know what we're going to do. I mean, we did sign a couple of players. I don't know if they can recreate what he had going last year. I think he had maybe 8 goals and 10 assists, or in
the league or in general. Because
I think he was in general.
Won the Europa, right? Too.
I think it might have been 13 goals and 8 assists. So I don't know if that young kid Manzambi can fill that role. I think he is going to have to try. I don't expect him to be a superstar or anything, but yeah. He's definitely got a high price tag. I think he's 82 million. So I'm expecting good things from him. But I wish Mateo was here.
Yeah.
To show us how happy he was when he got that.
They've been having a great summer. You and me are bleeding players left and right, unfortunately.
We are. But we're filling them with Garnachos, man. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I don't know. Now, granted, look. I will look
are
at the
teams
upside,
interested
right?
in all these Chelsea
players.
players?
A nut punch. First nut punch. Bow. Yuri Tielemans.
Yes.
Wow. Nut punch. I didn't even see that shit. Nobody saw that shit.
And then Onana with the ACL.
ACL gone for half the season. I was like, oh no. Then a week later, there goes Morgan Rogers. I'm like, son of a bitch. Our 2 best players just got sold out of nowhere.
That Tielemans thing is crazy because it was $35 million release clause. What? Nobody's
why is it only 35?
Why did nobody else go for him? Why did nobody else go for him? And not just that, But clearly Aston Villa knew if you know that's a vulnerability and anybody could trigger at any moment, you make him sign another contract and you remove that release clause. Especially once Onana went down, because now that midfield is looking light, bro. I feel. I mean,
we did get the guy from Wolves.
Yes, Gomez.
João Gomez.
Yeah.
He was solid for Wolves last year from what I remember and what I've read. We got Manzambi. He played very well in the World Cup for Switzerland. He was in Congo,
right?
Switzerland.
Oh, was he in Switzerland?
Switzerland. Yeah.
Okay,
Switzerland.
All right.
And then we got Garnacho. Now, there's two ways that this could go down, right? There's two, maybe three. There's two ways. There's the Jadon Sancho, and then there's the Rashford, right? There's the he did all right. He's doing okay. Jadon Sancho, he did all right. He didn't do anything spectacular. He was a serviceable sub. Then there could be the Rashford where he makes the full 180, gets his life together, and has a good season.
Yeah.
Now that is, Unai Emery does have a history of trying to fix broken players. He's done it quite a few times from what I've read. Is this one of those times? I don't know. Everything that I've read from Chelsea players, Chelsea fans, probably not the best source of information that I could probably get from, because they're very biased. But he's got a terrible attitude problem. He's horrible in the locker room. He's even more horrible on the pitch. Does not spell good things for me, but hopefully with the stability that Unai Emery brings and as a manager that Chelsea didn't have, maybe it'll improve how Garnacho plays, because he's still young. He's like 22.
So, is he still that young? Oh,
yes, my God. He's like 22.
He's been to United, Chelsea, and now Aston Villa.
22, 23. He's still young.
Dear God.
He's still got a chance to change it around. So, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I don't have high hopes for it, but maybe having two Argentinian players on the team helps, and Emi Martinez and Buendia. Maybe that helps his mood. But, Enzo Martinez probably isn't the best role model to have on your team.
Probably. Is he another
Argentina?
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
I don't know. All of England wants to fight Enzo right now. I know that.
Oh, yeah. Enzo Fernandez or your goalkeeper?
Oh, Enzo Fernandez.
Oh, yeah. The Chelsea guy.
I said Enzo Martinez. I meant
Yeah.
For Chelsea. I was
like, he's Enzo too? How many Enzos are there?
Nah,
okay.
Buendia and Martinez are both Emiliano.
Oh, okay. All right. I got you.
Yeah. But yeah, maybe we could do some. Will we be better than third place last year? I don't know. But that's a discussion for another time. Let's move on to your team. You got, is Rodri staying? And how do you feel about your boy Elliot Anderson for a lot of monies?
A lot of monies. And we'll talk about the positive first with Elliot Anderson. I'm here for it. He kind of rocked us in the Nottingham Forest game at the end of the season.
They did.
He scored like a screamer from outside the box, so we were already interested in him basically from then. We've been having a lot of misses in terms of signings for midfielders specifically. Like we had a guy named Gundogan. He was the club captain in the treble season. He scored late winners. He was able to control the tempo, late arriving runs, great passer of the ball, just great leader. We signed to Johnny Reinders trying to replace him. That didn't work out. Hopefully we have a little bit of a redemption. We'll see. But this guy, I think, was one of the most consistent players for England in the World Cup. And that's another reason why I paid so much attention to the England games. Because at that point, we were already negotiating the fee basically by the time that the tournament started. And this man was everywhere. He was one of the few bright sparks and one of the few players in the English team that looked, I think, that can walk away from that Argentina game with his head held high. Very comfortable on the ball. there was a lot of talk about the fee. Everyone was like blaming City like they always do about inflating the market, and then
Chelsea
blame Chelsea because they bought Morgan Rogers. But not just that. Let me just say this. Get on my soapbox real quick because y'all were saying it in the group chat too, and I was like, hold on, Anthony Gordon, this dude from Newcastle who didn't have a good season, just got sold to Barcelona for like $90 million. Don't tell me I inflated the transfer market, okay? We're in need. So I'm very happy, and I'm very, and it's always nice as well when you hear that a player bat off other suitors and say, I want to go to your club. He made that intention very clear, basically as soon as the season was over, he was already saying that he was interested in coming to City. We're in the middle of a major rebuild, and to jump ahead to our next topic, dude, 100%.
Major? You guys 100%. Came second. Is that okay? Major?
The result doesn't necessarily mitigate the fact that we're in need of a major replenishment of quality and players.
But you guys do have quality.
We do have quality in players, but you have to understand that we were riding with some of the same ride or die players throughout our treble season, our 4 in a row season, and a lot of those guys have left. KDB's gone, Gundogan is gone, Bernardo Silva just left on a free.
Well, look at all the players
we're about to get to. Huh?
Doku, Semenyo.
Okay,
Elliot
those
Anderson,
are wingers.
Nico O'Reilly.
Nico O'Reilly is a left back. We're the midfielders.
And he scored 2 goals for you guys.
And I love. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying we have to get rid of Nico O'Reilly. He's going to be pivotal to us going forward. But we need a major replenishment, especially in the midfield. So that's why we had to splash the cash for Elliot Anderson. A lot of other teams were interested. United wanted him as well. I'm glad we got him. And to go back to one of our breakout stars, we need that Ayoud Bouadi guy from Morocco, stat. And apparently that is imminent. We've already agreed personal terms with him. We're just waiting on the transfer fee to be figured out with his club Lille. But that's all because we about to lose Rodri, most likely.
Think so?
Yeah. I didn't want to believe it at first. I was like, nah. Because, if anyone is listening that listened to anything from our Champions League episodes last season, we have a knack for meeting Real Madrid every single effing year. And more often than not, they get us. They knock us out of the Champions League. And Bernardo, who's one of the few players who actually got us over that line, just left to them. They got Cucurella from Mateo's beloved Chelsea. They have a whole rebuild going on as well. So I think ultimately Rodri he was born in Madrid. He played for Atletico Madrid before. His wife apparently is a surgeon that still works and lives in Madrid. I think this is probably his last. Huh?
He going back to Atletico?
Nah, bro. He's gonna be wearing all white next season for sure. I think so. The fact that they just won the World Cup. I mean, it sucks though because I was so happy to see him lift the trophy. He got the golden ball. Maybe you could say that.
I'm just kidding.
You could say that. Because he's not the flashy player, but what did we say about Spain? They controlled games. What is he? He's a defensive midfielder who can control. He sets the tempo. That's why he got it. Don't be shocked if he gets another Ballon d'Or as well. I would not be shocked if he's the winner of the Ballon d'Or. Think about
this season.
100%. Yeah. Okay, there's a couple guys that it could go to. It's Harry Kane because of all the goals he scored, but
he got to get at least one, man.
He got the league and he got a cup. Okay. Didn't do. I mean, did he do anything internationally? No. Mbappe, no trophies, and hell of a lot of goals. Made it to a third place game and lost to Harry Kane.
Game I ever watched.
Yeah, it was very entertaining as well. And then who else apart from them? Who else is really in contention for this Ballon d'Or? Because this guy just won the World Cup. Supposedly is the best player there. Didn't have an amazing season with City, but we came second. We won 2 cup competitions, and won the World Cup. In World Cup years, the eventual winner plays. That tournament plays such a big role in who ultimately gets the Ballon d'Or. That's what happened when, honestly, Haaland should have probably won it in 23. Messi got it because they won the World Cup that year before. So, I don't know. But I ultimately think at this point, we just have to future plan, and we're debating, we're negotiating a price. But I think it's all but done, unfortunately. Yeah. Unfortunately, but he's 30. He is injury prone. He, I think, is supposed to get a back surgery, so he won't even be able to play for like the first couple months. I think if they don't meet our asking price, I think we should tell them to go kick rocks, and we should hold. No, for real. Why? Because next year he's out of contract and he can go to them for free. We should keep him and then have him train up whoever fills his role, if it's Boadi, if it's Elliot Anderson, they want to play him as a 6, whatever. We need that experience in the team. We're bleeding experience, so we'll see. I don't know. Yeah, I'll just say Spurs have been going crazy this transfer market.
Everybody is.
Yeah. They splashed big money on Tonali, which we'll eventually have to talk about Newcastle maybe in the next episode because they are just bleeding talent. With Bruno Guimaraes about to go to Arsenal as well. But Tonali went for 120. Spurs don't want to get relegated. I think maybe the board has been scared straight, and they're like, yo, 17 2 years back to back. That's looking a little funky. I think they also signed that Fernandez guy from West Ham for like 80, 90 million.
110 million.
Oh, wow. Okay.
US dollars.
Yeah, that's the thing. That you see different prices because it's euros, pounds, dollars, but a lot of money, you could say. And they seem to be still spending.
John-Paul Van Heck.
Yes, another great he's a defender, right, from Brighton?
Yep.
Yeah. He was decent. Rogue shout out. I know we passed the World Cup part. There was moments where Netherlands looked pretty good, and Van Hecke was pretty good for them as well. Yeah, so
they fucked up the pens too.
Yeah, yeah, they did. That Crescencio Somerville guy, I thought was looking pretty promising as well. But I think went to Saudi. Yeah, Al Hilal. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Any other big signings you come to the top of your head? Anybody exciting you guys got?
That we got? It wasn't a signing, but there is a kid that we have. His name is Brian Maggio.
Okay.
17 years old, I think 17. He's about 6'3", 6'4", plays striker. I think he scored 2 goals in the first preseason match. The dude looks good. He's ready. I think he can be something in a few years. He can be really good. But the only problem is he's not allowed to play until his 18th birthday because of some rule or some international rule. Because he played like some games for Luxembourg or something, and he grew up in Luxembourg or whatever, but he was born in England, and apparently he can't sign international youngsters until they're 18 or some stupid rule that I don't know.
Okay,
I think that might be it. But I'm pretty excited about him. So his birthday is like January 3rd, so we wouldn't be able to play him until the second half of the season. But I think he's an exciting player that could be really good for us in the future.
Okay. We got some exciting youngsters too. I'm hoping that, obviously I'm hoping that we have a pretty busy end to the transfer window to kind of shore up all these loose ends or like some of this talent drain that we have. But we have a couple of exciting wingers that I'm looking forward to see. We've seen some things in preseason, but yeah, Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the season. As much as I love the World Cup, I'm getting very excited for the season.
Oh, it's gonna be fun time just like last time.
Yeah,
even if all my favorite players are not on my team anymore.
Yeah.
But all right, ladies and gentlemen, that has been another episode in a new season of the Tap In Podcast. Hopefully back. Next time Mateo will join us. I don't know when that will be. Hopefully it's soon. Maybe this week, next week. I don't know. But
we'll figure it out.
We'll see y'all next time. Peace out.
Have a good one.